Welcome everybody to the next part in our Let's Play of The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, in which we have discovered, last episode we discovered that Zelda has been kidnapped, and we need to head to the castle to stop Aghanim from his evil plot to do whatever with the princess, and, well, yeah, let's go infiltrate the castle. I love the Pegasus boots, just dash across the overworld, isn't that nice? Woo. Yes, and I also love the Master Sword because it takes out enemies in fewer hits, obviously, being more powerful. And it has that beam, which is also nice. The beam has the strength of your first sword, of just the regular sword. That's the strength of your beam, and the actual blade is twice as strong as that, so... Or is it? Is it twice as strong? I'm not sure. Well, anyway. I think it is, yeah, so... Let's just head into the castle and forget about all that stuff. Lift this rock, throw it... that's probably not the best way to, be narrating an LP the most interesting way you can, is it? Lift a rock, throw it, walk here. But, yeah, that's what's happening, I mean, can't dispute that. Well, anyway, this is another cool part of the game. Yes, very cool it is indeed. So, let's do this thing. Let us stop Aghanim. You see, you couldn't get through there unless you had the Master Sword. That's the only thing that would break that magic seal. And now we head up the tower or something along those lines. Maybe it's just heading up the castle. Yeah, this guy's, it's better just to zap them with your sword bolts to keep them far away, then they won't start swinging their chains around. Like I did there. Ow. Freak. Anyway. This is a pretty easy part. It's just it's just a bunch of rooms with some enemies in them, pretty much. And, yeah, that's basically it. So let's progress here. There's no, like, time limit on, like, you know, what Aghanim is gonna do to Zelda. You don't have to get there in any certain time, you just have to get there. Doesn't really matter. I believe there's actually a time limit on that last segment of the Minish Cap, though. When you're rushing through the castle, those last bits of the castle to get to the final battle, and you have to fight through some enemies. I believe there is actually a time limit on that. I think. Because once I was taking my time just for fun, because I quite like that last battle with all the darkness. I think it's really cool. So I was just taking my time with the one in the black armor. I was just taking my time with that one because I thought he was the coolest, just, you know, to fight him for a little while. And because I enjoy those fights, and actually I think, I may be wrong, but I feel like I remember that Ezlo said you were too late and the third bell chimed. So I think there's actually a time limit on that, but I never knew that because I always made it within the time limit. So those can be some... I don't know why, I used to be really good at that very last stage of the final battle in that game, but now it's just really ticking me off when you have to split up into 4 and knock those, like, things back, the bolts back at him. The thing that annoys me is just that, like, he keeps zapping me and then I lose my other 4, you know, links, so... I don't know why it gives me so much trouble nowadays when I could do it, like, every day if it... Like, I remember doing it because I had to wait for my brother to come out of class in school. So he would be done later than me, and I remember just playing that game, and I just beat, like, Vati every day. Just beat him. Like, beat the game, or, you know, do the last fight, and, like, I would be really good at it. For some reason, I just can't do it that well anymore, at least just the last phase, though. The other stuff is pretty easy. I mean, the whole game is pretty easy. In fact, really easy. I mean, you should be, like, I don't think I've ever died in that game. Ever. I haven't died in Ocarina of Time either. Well, That's because I had fairies every time. I like to have fairies all the time, just in case I do die. So I probably died around 5 or 6 times, because I had the fairies. Didn't really count. I remember dying like twice on Twin Rover or something. God, that's a hard boss fight. I'll give Aghanim a time that, but it's generally not too difficult a game. It's probably like 3 out of 5 on a difficulty scale, I'd say. But overall, it's not that hard of a game, I don't think. Whoa, now, take it easy. Oh, we can just skip that guy. Never mind. But yeah, that is one epic game. But actually, and probably a lot of people disagree with me, it is not my favorite Zelda in the series. Oh my god, I'm taking a beating. Get away from me. Get away from me. Get away from me. Jeez, that was painful. But that is not my favorite Zelda game of all time. And I know there's going to be a ton of people disagreeing with me here. But I'm a big Zelda fan. I've played, but not beaten. By no means have I beaten. But I have played, I think, every title of the Zeldas, except for the 4 Swords. But I consider those to be spin-offs. But pretty much, I think my favorite was Wind Waker. I've beaten that one. So, I believe that's my favorite. I love that game. Anyway, here's Aghanim. It's a good one too. I was hoping I could make Zelda vanish before her eyes. Behold. Oh, great. And of course, it has to happen like this in video games. The hero just stands by and lets it happen. Just like in Final Fantasy IV when Golbez nabs a crystal in the underworld. Oh, the seal of the wise man is broken. And you know, like his hand breaks off and starts going for it, and it's really slow, and Cecil doesn't do crap about it. And then he goes up to it, and he has such a mild reaction. I forget exactly what he says, but it's really funny, because it's just like, why are you such an idiot? Anyway, this is a really easy fight. You would want to be totally destroyed? I can make his wish come true. Oh, that's what you say. Anyway, you want to knock his attacks back at him, but only that one. Only knock back that one. There is a second variation of attack that he has which you do not want to hit, because it'll bounce off and most likely hit you. Generally, if you know what you're doing, you can do this fight without taking one hit. So, it's a pretty easy fight. And I'm getting really lucky. He's throwing out all the good ones for me to just nail him with. If he goes to the top center of the screen like that, he's probably, and he doesn't turn around to face you, he's gonna do that. Like, almost always, so just keep that in mind. Yeah, this is just, I think, yeah, here he does this thing. And if you know what you're doing, you can dodge it pretty easily as well. So, I think this is where it ends. I think I actually do this without taking a hit. Yep. Well met, you're the hero. You're truly a hero. I am. Die, 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 die. He's spinning around. It's a pretty long spin, maybe even longer than like Michael Jackson. Exile Sahasrara, I'm communicating to you across the void through telepathy. The place where you stand now is the Golden Land, but evil power took it. Dol turned it into the Dark World. The wizard has broken the Wise Man's seal and opened a gate to link the world to Tyrell Castle. In order to save this half of the world, the Light World, you must win back the Golden Power. You must also rescue the 7 maidens who Aghanim sent to the Dark World. As members of the bloodline of the 7 Wise Men, they have the power that will surely help you. The maidens are locked in hidden dungeons full of evil creatures and dangerous traps. The Palace of Darkness should be your first goal in this world. Link, I can rely only on you. Please make this old man's wishes come true. I beg you. Oh my god.